call Jessamine, you're allowed to lead the prayer and to feel the presence of the Lord. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Do not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, Jessamine, right now. Okay, good morning, children.
Good morning, teacher.
Have you eaten your breakfast?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, since you're all done eating your breakfast, to higher up your energy, let us energizer. So I want you to sing and dance and sway your hips to this song entitled Tuba Choo Choo. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, ready, go!
To the left, to the right, and turn and run around. Jump the left, jump the right, and wiggle, wiggle.
Once again,
To the left, to the right, and turn and run around. To the left, to the right, and wiggle, wiggle.
okay, a round of applause, please. Before you take your seats, kindly pick up the pieces of paper under your chairs and tables. Okay, you will now take your seats. For our attendants, as I call your name, just say, aye, Captain. Did you get it right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Jessamine Henry Lau.
Aye, Captain.
Mary Chris Vitache.
Aye, Captain.
Alvin Jane Ferrer.
Aye, Captain.
Marin May De La Cruz.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, perfect attendance. So now, what was our topic yesterday? Alvin Jane?
Teacher, our topic yesterday is all about ratio.
Very good. So, what is a ratio? Marin May.
A ratio is composed of two numbers.
Excellent. Any idea? Mary Chris Vitache?
A ratio is an ordered pair of numbers A and B.
Very good. So, a ratio is composed of two ordered pairs with A and B. Okay, so I have here a pocket chart. Do you familiar with pocket chart?
No, teacher.
Okay, since you are not familiar with the pocket chart, this pocket chart is composed with 7 different colors of envelope. So all you have to do is to choose one envelope and read what is inside. And also you will identify what is the ratio of the given object. Did you get it, class?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, let's start answering. So who wants to answer? Raise your hand.
Teacher.
Okay, now. Kindly pick one envelope. So what object did you get?
I have here 4 squares and 3 stars, teacher.
So what is the ratio?
4:3.
Okay, let us give a round of applause to Miss Mela. Okay, Miss Kate received another hand.
Me, teacher.
Ferrer. So what object did you get?
So I have here 2 triangles and 3 rectangles.
And what is the ratio?
2:3, teacher.
Very good. Round of applause.
Teacher, do you have a chalk?
At the back.
Thank you, teacher.
Another hand. Can you take your seat? Vitache. So what object did you get?
5 circles and 2 hearts.
Very good. A round of applause to Vitache. Write it down. Okay, so take your seat. And last but not the least, Miss De La Cruz.
object did you get?
I have here 1 diamond and 2 star teaching.
So what is the ratio?
1:2.
Very good. A round of applause for Miss Let me take your seats now. So what we've done lately is we choose one envelope and you pick one paper and you identify the ratio. So these are the ratios that you get. Okay, can you read, children? 4:3, 5:2, 2:3, 1:2. Okay, so what do you call this? Ratios. Ratios. So if I will add these two ratios, how do you call it? What do you call it? Okay, narrate me.
2 ratio, teacher.
Okay, you have a point. Another. Okay.
Proportion, teacher.
Correct. So our topic for today is all about proportions. And we will identify on what is the missing term in proportion in terms of direct, inverse, and partitive. Okay, do you familiar these three?
No, teacher.
Okay, let's discover. Do you want to discover these three?
Yes, teacher.
Wow, very good. So let's start. First, let us explain first on what is proportion. Do you familiar what is proportion?
No, teacher.
Okay, please read on the board. Oh,
Proportion is the statement of equality between 2 ratios or fractions.
okay, so proportions. It is the statement of equality. So if we say equality, it is equal. Okay, so it is equality between 2 ratios or fractions. And how we identify if the 2 ratios are equal? Anyone? Okay, let's find out. Do you want to find out?
Yes, teacher.
Great. So now I have here a proportion. 2:7 equals 6:21. But before we find out, let us know first the parts of a proportion. Do you know that the proportion has a parts?
No, teacher.
Okay. So this is first term,
Second term, third term, and fourth term.
Okay, so the first and the last term is called extremes. Okay, so the first and the last term is called
Extremes.
correct. The second and the third term is called means. The second and the third term is called
Means.
Wow, very good. So now let's identify on how to check if it is a proportion. Okay? So let's make the proportion into a fraction. So 2/7 times 6/21. So all you have to do is to cross multiply. Do you know how to cross multiply?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so 2 times 21 equals
42.
42. 7 times 6 equals
42.
Okay, as you can see, what have you noticed?
The same answer.
Okay, so that's what you call
Proportion.
Okay, did you get what is proportion, children?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. So now, I think you already know what is proportion. Now, let's find the missing term in direct proportion. Are you ready?
Yes, teacher.
Great. So let's identify first on what is direct proportion. Okay, everyone, can you read it on the board?
Direct proportion is an equality in one quantity causes an increase also in another quantity, or a decrease in one quantity
equality. Okay? So equality that causes an increase in other. Okay? So for example, Alvi is buying a car, a house, a toys. And what do you think? Does she spend many money?
Yes, teacher.
Why?
Because Abby needs an increase a big amount to buy those ones.
Yes, exactly. So that is direct proportion. The more you buy, the more you buy things, the more money you will spend. So that is direct proportion. Another example. Okay. So your mother cooked a delicious food. So what are the things that she needed? Ingredients. Does she need small ingredients? Yes, she needs plenty of ingredients to make the food that she make will be delicious. So that is direct proportion. So now let's find a missing term in direct proportion. Are you ready, kids?
Yes, teacher.
Great. So let's have an example. I have here 7:8 equals 56:n. Okay? We will find the missing term n. So first, we need to identify the extremes. What are the extremes in this proportion?
7 and n.
Correct. 7 and n. How about the means?
8 and 56.
8 and 56. Okay. So all you next thing you do is to divide each side by 7. Okay? So 7 is cancelled. And bring down the n. And 8 times 56 equals 448. 448. 448 divided by 7. What is the answer? Okay.
64.
Correct. So 64. Are you sure that the value of n is 64?
Not so, teacher.
Okay. To find if it is checked, let's do this method. So let's substitute the n into 64. Okay? So 7 is to 8 equals 56. What is the value of n?
64.
Okay, 64. Okay, so let's make the fraction. The 7 is to 8. 7 over 8 equals 56 over 64. Okay, so 7 times 64 equals 448. 448. Very good. Another. 8 times 56.
448.
448. Okay, so what have you noticed?
It is equal, teacher.
So, the answer on this probability 64. 64 is correct. Oh, children, do you know already how to find missing term in direct proportion?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let's test. You want to try? Okay. So I have here 3:5 equals 15:n. Find the missing term with n. Who wants to answer? Okay, Noreen. Okay. The floor is yours. Okay, what first thing you do, Noreen? Find the
Extremes.
What are the extremes?
3 times n.
Okay, another next step is
Find the means.
Very good. Okay, so bring down the n. 5 times 15 class.
75.
Correct. Okay. Very good. So who can explain the rings for Mary Grace? You can explain. Go in the front. Don't be shy. Sige, go.
So our missing third is the second string.
Okay.
So first thing to do is to find the string, which is the 3 and n.
Okay.
And the next step is to find the means. So the means is 5 and 15. So next, 3 times n equals 3n. So 3n, ang kaning 3 bring down sa i-remove siya denominator, which is n na lagi siya. The next step is 5 times 15 is equals to 75. So ang denominator, i-bring niya po na siya sa 75. So next, n is equals to 75 divided by 3. So 75 divided by 3 is equals to 25. So the missing term is the 25.
Okay, let's give a round of applause to more tricks and narrating. Okay, so now, are you sure that the value of n is 25?
Yes.
Really?
Not sure.
Not sure. Okay, to check, can you answer, Jasmine? Okay, the floor is yours. Don't be shy. So what is the value of n? 25. Okay. Okay. So cross multiply. 3 times 15. 3 times 25 equals 75. So 5 times 15 equals 75. Okay. Equal ba sila?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so the value of n is
25.
Okay. Now, children, do you understand what is direct proportion?
Yes, teacher.
And now, do you excited to know the second term, which is the inverse proportion?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great.
Now, let's proceed to the inverse proportion. Are you ready, class?
Yes, teacher.
First thing we do is let's find out what is inverse proportion. So I have here a meaning of inverse proportion. Can you read, class?
Yes, teacher. Inverse proportion is the proportion where an increase in one quantity causes a decrease in one quantity causes an increase in another quantity.
Now, in direct proportion, you all know that it is increasing. While we are in an inverse proportion, the numbers are decreasing. Now, let's find out the missing term of inverse proportion. And let's find out what is the difference. So, I have here an example. 2:4 equals 8:n. The 8 formula. So, I have here a formula. So, the formula of inverse proportion is x sub 1 times y sub 1 equals x sub 2 times y sub 2. So, let's all multiply the two
4, and 8 times n. Again, this is the first term plus second term, third term, and fourth term. Okay, now let's multiply this two ratio. So 2 times 4 and 8 times n. What we are going to do next is let's divide both sides to 8. Now let's cancel this 8. So let's bring down n equals 2 times 4, 8. And 8 divided by 8, 1. So this is, the n is n equals to 1. Now, you understand, class? Yes, teacher. Now I will give another example and I want you to answer. So, example is 6:9 equals n equals 18. So, who wants to answer? Charm, I want you to answer that given problem. Okay, teacher.
6 times 9 divided by 18. So 54 divided by 18 equals 3. So 6 is to 9 equals 3 is to 18.
Very good, Charm. Let's give her a round of applause. So what is the missing term here in our second equation? Here is 3. Now, who will answer? Who will check? Check. Please check if the answer of Charm is correct. Okay, teacher. Times 9 equals 54. 3 times 18 equals 54. Very good. Equal, teacher. Let's give her a round of applause. So now you are done with the direct proportion, inverse proportion, and now let's have the next discussion, which is the partitive proportion.
So now, let's proceed to the last proportion, which is the partitive proportion. So, but before that, let us all know what is partitive proportion. Okay? Please read, class.
Partitive proportion shows the total number of an object distributed into two or more unequal quantities.
So, okay. So, when we say partitive proportion, it is a total number, or as a whole, it will be distributed into two or more unequal quantities. Okay, so like for an example, I have here a situation. Read.
If 16 meters nylon is cut into the ratio of 3:6:n, what is n?
Okay, so our example here, if 60-meter nylon is cut into the ratio of 3:6:n. So what is n? So what is, kung si n diri?
The missing term.
Okay, so n is the missing term. So first, let's find the missing term in partitive proportion. So first, what is the known ratio here in this equation?
3 and 6.
3 and 6. So 6, let's multiply the 3 and the 6. So 3 times 6,
18.
18. Okay, so 18, let's use this as a denominator. Okay? So why?
Because it is the total teacher.
Okay, so 18 by 3 is equals to 18 over 18. And the 6 is 6 over 18. So now, let's simplify these two fractions. So 3 over 18. So what is the GCF of 3 over 18?
3 teacher.
3. So 3. Let's divide this fraction. So 3 divided by 3, 1. Okay, so 1. 18 divided by 3, 6. So this is the lowest term of the fraction of 3 and 18. Okay? So now let's find the GCF of 6 over 18. So what is the GCF of 6 over 18? 6. So let's divide it by 680 into 6. So 6 divided by 6, 1. So 80 divided by 6, 3. So the lowest term of the 680 is 2 is 1/3. So okay, 1/3. So now let's proceed to the next step, which is to get the exact value of this situation. So what is the total value of this equation?
60 teacher.
Okay, so 60 is the total number of this problem. So let's use this. Let's use the 1/6 and 1/3 here. 1/6 and 1/3. So this 60 method. Okay, so let's multiply this fraction into the total numbers of the situation. So 1/6 times 60 method. So 1 times 6.
60. 60
Okay,
teacher.
so 60. And at this, let's divide it by into a 6. Okay, so 60 divided by 6.
10.
Okay, so 10. Please read. 60
over
10. So now, let's proceed to the next ratio. Okay, so let's use this 60 meter as a whole number. So let's multiply the 1/6 into 60. Okay, so let's copy na lang akong denominator diri sa 60. So 60 times 1.
60.
60 meter divided by 6. So 60 divided by 6.
10.
Okay, so 10 meter. Okay, so now let's proceed to the 6, which is the lowest term is 1/3. So let's use this 60 meter. Okay, so 1 times 60. 60 meter. So let's copy the denominator, which is
3.
okay, so 3. So 60 divided by 3.
20
Okay, so 20
meters.
meters. Okay, so now let's proceed to identify the two ratios. Okay, so the first is 10 meter plus
20
okay, so 20.
meters.
So 10 times 20 ay 10 plus 20
30
okay, so 30
meters.
meters. So what is 30 meter? Okay, so we have here the exact value of the ratio. Okay, so the ratio. Next step is to subtract. So what is the total number of this equation?
60
Okay, so 60
meters.
So let's subtract the total of the two ratios. So unsa ganito ang total ganito sa two ratios? 30 meters. Okay, so 60 minus 30.
30
So 30
meters.
meters. And now, let us all write the values in ratio, which is
10, 20, 10, 30
and
30.
Okay, so let's simplify by finding the GCF. Okay, so what is the GCF of 10, 20, and 30?
10.
Okay, so 10 over 30, 10 over 10, 20 over 10, 30 over 10. Okay, so the simplest form is 1
1, 10.
by 1 because we divided by 10. So 1. Next is 20 divided by 10. So 2. Next, 30 divided by 10.
3.
3. So our ratio here is 1, 2, and 3. Our 1 is to 2 is to 3. Okay. So let's multiply it by 3. Why? Because there are 3 ratios or number here. Okay. So let's multiply it by 3. So 1 times 3.
3.
Okay, so 3. 2 times 3, 6. And 3 times 3,
9.
Okay, so 9. The missing term here is
9.
9. Okay, so the 9 here is the partitive proportion. Okay, so 3 is to 6 is to 9. Okay,
Yes,
do you understand, class?
Yes, teacher.
Do you have any question?
No, teacher.
Okay, I will give an example here. Okay, the situation is the ratio of the boys to girls in a class is 3 is to 5. 3 is to 5. So if there are 48 pupils, the total number is 48 pupils. Again,
48 pupils.
how many pupils in classroom?
48.
Okay. Okay, so for boys, let's find the value of the boys and the girls. Okay. Who tried to answer on the board? Okay, so Chichi.
Okay, teacher. So, boys plus girls equals 48 pupils in total. So, I will find the number of boys and girls.
Okay, very
So,
good.
there are 3 and plus 5 number of boys equals 48 of total. So, 3 plus 5 equals 8 and equals 48. So, I will divide both sides with 8. So, cancel and equals 6. So, the value of n is 6. So, 3 and
Plus.
for boys need. So, 3 and equals 3 value of n is 6. So, 3 times 6 equals 18. So, there are 18 boys, while the girls are 5 and equal 5 over equals 30. So how 18 plus 30 equals 43 in total.
Okay, so very good. Let a round of applause for Chichi. Okay, so Chichi answered the total of boys are
18.
okay, so 18, and the girls are
30.
30. So the total pupils are
48.
Okay. Okay, so do you understand, class?
Yes, teacher.
Again, what are the three proportions in finding the terms?
Direct proportion, inverse proportion, and partitive proportion.
Okay, so what is direct proportion?
It is an equality in one quantity causes a decrease also in another quantity, or a decrease in one quality causes a decrease in another quantity.
How about inverse proportion?
It is a proportion where a decrease in one quantity causes a decrease in one quality causes an increase in another quantity.
How about partitive proportion?
Shows the total number of an object distributed into two or more unequal quantities.
Okay, so very good.
Okay, since you already know the three proportion, I want you to group yourselves into two, and I will give and try to answer the assessment that I will give later. So each group will race to answer the assessment, and if the first group who finish first will get the 20 points. So are we clear?
Yes, teacher.
So you may group yourselves now. Okay, so this is the group 1 and group 2. Okay, let's start. The first one is 3:2 equals 15:n. So find the n. So you may start now in 3, 2, 1, go! From the number 1, the group of Mr. Carol finished first. So you have 10 points. So next. Okay, so you can start in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, so in number 2, the group of Mr. Carol got the first. So you have 20 points. So the first group, you only have 10 points. So better luck next time. Okay, so thank you for your cooperation, children. So are you enjoyed?
Yes, teacher.
Do you understand the lesson?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so let us give yourselves an Allen Denisha clap.
1, 2, 3, very good, very good.
So I am happy that all of you are productive and enthusiastic. So for now,
kindly get your assignment notebook and copy our assignment. Please copy. Are you done copying?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Since you are done copying our assignment, kindly rise for our closing prayer and kindly to Carol lead our closing prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Glory be to the Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Goodbye, and thank you, teacher.
Thank you, class. I hope you understand our discussion today. And see you tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.
Bye, teacher. Bye, classmates.